Morning. Got cufflinks on for you. We're about 70 years old. Nice. Hey, guten Morgen. ¿Cómo allez-vous? How are you? Welcome to Forex.Today, the YouTube community of more than 20,000 foreign exchange traders. We gather here today to conduct technical and fundamental analysis with the overriding goal of planning our trades in advance because trading is risky, not appropriate for everyone. Your past performance, good or bad, is not necessarily indicative of future results, but please stay small, stay humble, focus on the long term, never risk money you cannot afford to lose. How are you doing on this cold and rainy, stormy morning? You know that, somebody's off center. Maybe it's me. No. Anyways, how are you? Comment allez-vous? How are you? We have better than expected GDP out of the UK. Yay! Anything better than zero, you're a hero. Yeah, so anyways, that's good news. I'm sure it'll radically change everything. Okay. Raymond says sun's shining here in Africa and Michigan. Oh, amazing, huh? Same sun too, huh? Yeah. Yeah, in fact, hey, I don't know if your ears are burning, Raymond, but I was speaking about you this morning. And you're like, wait, what? Over at QuantBox. I said, hey, I had an idea for a podcast called Does That Make Sense? And I'm like, yeah, it'd be cool to go around the world. Talk to different people about how they make money. And I'm like, can you imagine going to South Africa and digging in the ground looking for chromium? And you're like, does that make sense? Like, what the hell is chromium? You're like, oh, it's that stuff that makes steel stainless. Oh, it comes from somewhere, you know, and someone's got to dig it out of the ground and, yeah, sell it to somebody for a profit, right? That'd be cool, right? Just find out all different ways that people make money. Does that make sense? Yeah, anyways, I think it'd be totally cool, man. Anywho. It's amazing, like, the world, how the world works. Like, we're so technologically advanced, but nobody knows anything. You're like, do you know what goes into making sure that your knives stay shiny? Nope. Don't know. Don't care. Anyways, cool. Yeah, the politics, I'm sure. Yeah. And the cartelism in many cases and stuff. But the politics of like, you know, like the history of the Congo, it's just got to be fascinating. And, you know, now, you know, getting cobalt and stuff out of the Congo, just really amazing. And I think, was it the 70s when like the head of the United Nations was flying to Congo and they shot his plane down? You know, like there's, I think, do I have history right there? Or am I thinking of something completely different? But anyways, the politics of it, yeah. Or that, you know, prissy people in California want to drive around in their Teslas. If you only knew where your cobalt came from, probably, you know, a school teacher or a taxi driver or even a child digging holes in the ground, dangerously digging holes in the ground, in an unsupervised, unregulated fashion. And you're like, wait, that's where we get our cobalt? You're like, yeah, some child dug it out of the ground with a shovel. Yeah, that kind of stuff, right? People don't know, right? You're like, oh. So anyways, yeah, it'd be cool to track all that stuff down. I'd probably get into trouble if I did stuff like that. Anyways, anywho, let's get on with it. Sorry about that. Long week, man, long week. Anywho, we got a lot going on in the world. We can talk Forex. We can talk futures. We can talk fundamentals. The big F's. Huh? We make this FFFU University. FFF University. FFFU. like a sailor with a stutter. So anyways, let me know how it can help, and I'm willing to do that. I wrote a book that you might find helpful. You can check it out. Strategic and Tactical Forex Trading. Yeah. I recommend a broker who offers Forex and some futures like, the S&P 500 and other stock indices around the world. That's cool. Gold and oil, crypto. Traders Way offers all of that. Okay. Now, do they offer every asset under the sun? No, they're a boutique firm. But that makes them fast. Makes them lean. They offer what you need and nothing more. That's really cool. Okay, they also don't have 30,000 people on the same server like many big brokers. They're boutique, so they're lightning fast. Yeah, you should check them out. They're an ECN, so they enter your trades in the interbanking system. Then they do it quickly. They don't trade against you. And you're like, man, all that's really good. Yeah, you should really check it out. Oh, is that right, Johnny? Johnny says a great documentary, Blood Cobalt. Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, I imagine it's pretty horrific, hey, Johnny? Oh, you drive a gasoline engine? I only drive a Tesla. It's so much better for the environment. And you're like, yeah, okay, sister. Yeah, there's a consequence to everything. Anywho. Yeah, so anyways, let me know how it can help technically, fundamentally. I did a big discussion a couple of days ago on trader psychology. So, we hit a lot of topics over at Investor Bootcamp. So anyways, I recommended Traders Way. Go check out Traders Way, an ethical, trustworthy foreign exchange broker. Go check them out. I run an organization called Investor Bootcamp. It's training. It's video training, amazing videos, and I offer them super cheap. Because I actually want you to take the courses. Cool. Also, in that, you can upgrade your account and unlock live trading. So last night I did a swing trading group. Spoke for 2.5 hours. Cool. Earlier in the week, we did something called a stop, look, and correct session, where you get feedback on charts, and I just review charts. Really cool. You should check that out. I run an organization called QuantBox. Right? It automates your macroeconomic research. Amazing tool. You can watch all those videos for free. Have you tried it? youtube.com/QuantBox. It's really good. The videos are released at 10 a.m. Of course, they're recorded at 6:30 in the morning, but you should watch it. JP says, great swing trading class last night. Thank you. Thank you. I always, I don't know. I'm always worried. So anyway, so thank you for that. And then another thing to point you to, have you tried TradePlans.ai? Get ready to be amazed. Imagine before you pull the trigger on any trade, you can get a second opinion instantly. It might take you 20 seconds to actually input your trading idea, and it'll take less than 3 seconds to get feedback. Written feedback, private feedback, sent only to you, not hosted on a website, not posted anywhere on a website, completely, directly to you, to nobody else, via email, written, and 3 trade plans on 3 different time frames for the specific thing that you're trading. So you might say, hey, I'm interested in selling the pound Swissy today. And it'll give you a day plan, a weekly plan, and a monthly plan for the pound Swissy, because that's what you're interested in now. And then you can compare and contrast with your own idea. And it's totally free. I've spent thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. It's free. Totally free. You should try it. TradePlans.ai. I mean, you should try it. It's really ridiculously, shockingly amazing. And it does stock indices, crypto, and Forex right now. And we have gold and oil and silver on the way. You want Ripple? It does Ripple. You want Ethereum? It does Ethereum. And if you want an asset and it's not there, you let Uncle Wayne know. All I have to do is sprinkle some money and it gets done. That's the nice thing about money. It gets things done. All right, so speaking about the great big pig, we had good news today, so pig was strong. How long will that last? Well, we'll find out. Okay, back into, well, not quite back into the range, but back up towards the range. What you see here is actually a hedge fund strategy for a firm that I was consulting with back in March. And this is me plotting out the plan on the chart. The hedge fund goes into contract with a bank. Really a contract. It's not a like, oh, if you give me money, I'll trade your money for you. No. That's not how the hedge fund works. So they go into a written contract with a bank. Okay? And then they take risk off the bank's balance sheet. And then they want to use option strategies to minimize their own risk now that they took the risk off the bank's balance sheet. Now they have the risk, so they have to hedge the risk, but then they want to use a strategy that makes money. And all in Forex. And so this is actually a real trade. on the euro pound. Yeah. Cool. Neat, right? Richard says Great Britain's ducked a recession. Yeah, maybe. But anyways, this is where we are. You can see pound got strong today versus euro. Will it last? Is it down from here? Maybe. All right, pound kitty cat, take a look. Okay, maybe. Okay, maybe. Will it last forever? Yeah, maybe. But we got a lot of work to do before I start drinking that Kool-Aid. Pound kiwi. Well, kiwi is a dog with fleas anyways. Look at this. I've set this up. We haven't looked at it for a while. But can you see that I set it up here? So what you do is a breakout strategy. I can't even grab the thing anymore, but let's try to mimic it. A purpley kind of color. See if I could do a purpley color. So we have this. Okay. And the breakout strategy. Yeah. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up. Okay. Yeah. Cool. Right on. High risk area, especially on a Friday. I think if I was on this, I'd take profit. It's a high risk area, especially on a Friday. Okay. All right. What do you think? Why do you think the kiwi is weak, Dakar? Okay. Remember, I'd always trip on the word think. Like, what do you mean you think? But anyways, tell me what you think. Why do you think that? It takes a few extra words to explain it, but I want to know why you think it. Okay, get better. So how about New Zealand's going to be the first central bank out of the majors to cut? Okay, yeah. Bum, 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 bum. Boom, boom. Okay, yeah, it's cool. It's trying to work its way around. This could be an interesting thing if we regroup for, right, to the south side. Sad thing is I sold it earlier this month at 17, and I got taken out here. The question is, do I want back in at 17? Where did I dig that info? Well, I have it automated at QuantBox, and it pulled it directly from the Reserve Bank of New Zealand. And I have plotted out interest rates all the way to 2025, Andello. Yeah, so that's what I do. That's how the Wayne do. Yeah. Okay, yeah, that's how the way. It just cost me tens and tens and tens and tens of thousands of dollars to build a system, so I know that information. So I don't drive a Lamborghini, but I own QuantBox. Yeah. Looks like Jamie Dimon. It's actually a Donald Trump shirt. Oh, my God. But like I said, I have these cuffs. I know my little button's not done up, but my cuffs are, I don't know the exact date, but let me think about it for a second. They are probably from, I don't know, the 1960s, maybe 50s, 1960s. So what is that, 70 years ago? Yeah. Cool. I think they're cool. I think they're super simple, but I think that makes them elegant. Okay. Cool. So what about gold? You gonna take it down? Well, this behavior, you got to be careful. Because look at the target. 1909, we hit 1910 and stopped. Now, yeah, the ultimate target is, 1900. But the conservative target is it's literally 1909.9. So we'll call it 1910, and we've hit that. So is that concerning? Yeah, it should be. It should be for sure. It's, also Friday. I don't think new money's going in yet, right? But whatever. Your risk management is going to be based on your time frame, right? Luis says, yeah, if you buy gold now, because we're basically testing 1900. I would say there's two outcomes, Luis. One of them says technical analysis indicates that we're on our way to 1800. Okay, that may not be the truth, but if we continue in disinflationary, right? If we remain disinflationary, gold is on its way to 18. Now, you say gold, it will be up. You'll make money. I can challenge that. So in QuantBox today, and remember, you can watch the video for free. I think if I just do this at QuantBox, I think that'll take you there, right? Does it? No, maybe not. If you go to YouTube, the YouTube channel, I break down inflation into three components: headline, core, supercore. And we look at supercore specifically, and it seems to be starting a disinflationary process. And if that continues, we don't know if it'll continue, but if it does, gold is probably going to come down too, because that would be disinflationary. A major sticky component of inflation would be disinflationary, so that would probably last a bit. So now we have to watch the supercore number. How many people would like to watch that for free? To know that level of detail. Then please subscribe. Yeah, I already did it. It's already done. So you will see look, got my shirt on. Yeah, so in 89 minutes, you can get this in intel, if you will. You'll be able to do this. Of course, if you're subscribed to QuantBox, you already have it. Okay, done. Will the ECB support the euro from falling? Well, how would they do that? Louis says PPI really bad. Yeah. What is the guidance of the ECB, Andello? Boom. Boo-boo-doo. Do 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 do. Bum bum. Yeah, now I'm asking too much. There is no guidance from the ECB. So you will have to do your own guidance. Of course, again, that's why we run QuantBox. This is why I run Investor Bootcamp. I've done this inside and out and backwards. You should join Investor Bootcamp and then upgrade your account to the swing trading group. It's $99 a month. And we hit technicals and fundamentals hard. We could talk about that as much as you want. Okay, so everybody else already knows or has the opportunity. So you should join and learn these things. All right, cool. So let's break this down, the news to use. So I spoke about PPI for about 45 minutes yesterday. Is there a coupon code for the annual sub for QuantBox? No. No, there isn't. No. I was going to say, well, make me an offer, but I don't even know if I can do that. The answer is no. But it is cheaper than retail, and you get way significantly more benefits. Okay. Mm-hmm. All right, so anywho, you know what I did do? I forgot about this. I did this because I said it, and then somebody actually emailed me, and they're like, you said it, so I want to do it. And I'm like, okay. But I've never said it in a long time, so I'll say it again. How about this? I have this set up. I have to do manual work on your, to make it done, but I have it set up. If you want to be a member of Investor Bootcamp for a year and get everything there is at Investor Bootcamp unlocked, that means all the day trading meetings, all the swing trading meetings, all the videos, every special event, that kind of stuff. It's $2,400 a year. If you want to commit to a year, pay $2,400. I'll give you a year of QuantBox for free. So that's essentially an $800 discount. And I did that for somebody. I just didn't really post it anywhere. I haven't sent out an email. But they're like, I want to commit. And I'm like, cool, I'll commit back. So now, yeah. So I have done that for one person recently, like a month ago. But the thing is, I end up losing $800 in revenue. So you're like, so I guess I don't want to promote it. But yeah, dude, if you commit, I'll commit. Let's get married. You're going to spend every day with me for a year. Sure, let's get married. So, yeah, if you find that appealing, email me, Wayne at FX Bootcamp. I'll just give you the code, or the link. It's a secret link. And you just sign up, pay the $2,400. And then I got to go to QuantBox and set it all up and give you the annual membership. I have to do it manually, but I'll do it. I'll do it today. One time or amortized. Yeah. Beautiful question. Yeah. Jim says, actually, yeah, I don't know. I don't even remember the link, Jim. So yeah, actually 1,200 as the investor annual. Yeah, but I don't know if I do that though. Do I do that, Jim? Do I? Oh my God. What am I? I must be a knucklehead. Am I doing that? Is that what it is? Is it $2,000? No, that doesn't sound right. That's too much. I don't know. Yeah, that's probably why I'm not promoting it, Jim. I really do. See. Oh, really? Is it? Oh, is that? Oh, okay, yeah. So, anyways, yeah, there's some sort of thing. Yeah, yeah. Wait, no, your math. Yeah, golly, at some point, Anyways, yeah, you email Uncle Wayne, Wayne at FX Bootcamp. All right, let's take a look. Okay, so I spent 45 minutes yesterday talking about the importance of PPI. Guess what I did, though? We went over Chinese PPI and compared it year over year over year over year over year for 23 years, comparing Chinese PPI to United States PPI. Luis, I explained it when CPI came out, that people looked at the headline and said it was good information. I told you they would, and I said it's wrong. And then inevitably it's bad news. The market took off to the upside, but only retail traders are trading right now, Luis. So it's quote unquote just the dumb money. And so anyway, so everyone responded, oh, better than expected. But look, an institutional investor doesn't give a crap about headline inflation. Like this morning, watch the QuantBox one. I break it all down, and I'm much more interested in in much more specific, fine-tuned details. So anyway, so ultimately, the news wasn't that good. Also, seasonally, dollar's supposed to be strong anyway, so you should already be bullish on the dollar. That's going to change in the next couple of weeks, but whatever. So, yeah, I don't know. It's just everything it's just right as rain. It's not really that bad. It's not, Maida's right. We expect to be risk off, and now it is risk off, and things are happening. But it's really subtle. It's really subtle. None of it is a big deal. We're just farting around, treading water, waiting for the next move. So it's only slightly risk off. It feels like it's a big deal to retail traders, but to an institutional trader, really nothing's happened for the last 3 weeks, but that nothing happened was expected. Now, July was not expected. It was a gift. So now we're just doing our fizzle fade. And I'm already preparing to set up my next move. Yeah. So I'd say it's a different level of thinking, Luis. But like I said, watch today's QuantBox video. I think you'll appreciate it. Yeah. Yeah. In particular, like not just on how I break down CPI, but you'll see. And by the way, I used the San Francisco Fed for that in their research. Thank you, Mayor Daley. No, what's Daley's first name? I don't remember. Well, anyways, President Daley, thank you for the research. Okay. So we look at risk on, risk off gauges, but then we also break down that CPI. And then last night in the swing trading group, I broke down PPI and correlated it with Chinese PPI going back basically 25 years so that we understand cause and effect and how to translate that into, potential reality. And now here we are getting PPI. Isn't it nice that I spent 45 minutes talking about PPI yesterday so that maybe this makes more sense now of what we're actually looking at and its importance and relevance? Yeah, well, that's how Investor Bootcamp works. Cool. So it's interesting that the Bureau of Labor Statistics releases it this way. I would have had this stuff over here, and I would have had the months on the top. I find this chart confusing, but anyways, we'll go with it. July and down is current, up is past. Anyways, 8.3. Okay, I'm just looking at energy. Okay, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, flat. Interesting. Little bit of inflation where? Warehousing and transportation? Probably labor, huh? What do you do now? Short Amazon stock? July CPI, we're at change in final demand, less food, less energy, and trade from a year ago, unadjusted. Okay. 2.7, 2.7, 2.9, 3.3, 3.7, 4, 4, 4, 5, 5, 5. So we're holding steadily below 3, but nothing really going on in the last 3 months. Okay, but down, but pause. But at some point, isn't this going to be bad news? Over 3 months, we basically haven't had any improvement. Ten, 9, 8, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Whoa. Now that's way down, huh? I wonder if that's bad news. Do we have inflation creeping in food? Trust in my... No. My self-righteous, yeah, well, still fairly high. Higher than pre-COVID. It's still coming down. All right. Yeah, wow. So we're at $500 for corn. Yeah. Interesting. I wonder if we would stabilize, huh? I just randomly grabbed corn. You can throw in wheat or whatever you want. One of the things I like to do I'm not, how do you spell dairy? Yeah. I like to look at this site and dairy prices are way down. So I sell the New Zealand dollar. Wait, what? Yeah, I've been teaching this for, I don't know, 12 years, 15 years. I don't even remember anymore. So anyways, it's not new information, so if you already know it, I apologize. But I track the price of, well, I track the price of buttered milk powder and cheddar and butter and androgynous milk fat. I don't track lactose though. I just find it intolerable. Wah, wah, wah. Yeah. Anyways, this is the New Zealand dollar falling. No, it's not. This is the price of global dairy falling. Think of it as demand of your fast food restaurants. Androgynous milk fat. It comes from half cow, half bull. Is that what that means? A non-gendered cattle? Bovines? Non-gendered bovines? I don't know. Anyways, so I look at prices coming down and I translate this to the New Zealand dollar. I know. It seems weird. I know. I didn't want to do that. I wanted to see if I don't even have an email open. Just wanted to see if I can quickly find something and just kind of make a point from it. I may not be able to, but maybe. Let's see if I can do this. Come on now. Log into Google, then log into the other Google, and then log into this Google. Okay. Okay. Let me try this. Where's my drive? Maybe I have it on other slides. Will it be here? Yeah, maybe. Maybe. Yeah, I feel good. This might be here. I'm looking at slide decks from like 20 years ago, and I wonder if I still have it, where I talk about trading this information, Kiwi dollar. No, I don't think so. Not on this one. Let me try a different account. Go to those slides. Oh, maybe. I discuss it actually differently, which is funny. Let me open it up in a new tab. Anyways. Not quite perfect, but anyways, pretty funny. Yeah, I remember this. Wow, yeah. Boo, boo. Look at all this data. All this is in my mind, baby. Oh, yeah. That's hot. That's hot. Yeah. That's hot. Look at this data. Damn, boy, this is good. Look at this. I'm doing this in 2007. Yeah, look at this. 2007. Remember when we were all rich? It looks like stuff I just did, huh? Doesn't this look like my charts now? Favor says, you mean USD loses value? Yes. Anyways. Look at that. New Zealand dollar, 8 1/4. Oh my God. Australia, 6.5. CAD, 4.5. That's back in 2007. Kind of interesting to see the past, right? I hope you find it interesting since we're all... Look at that. $10.55 interest paid daily. 385% return on investment plus currency appreciation. Okay. But look at pound yen, guys. Remember that? Pound yen, 20 bucks a day on a mini. August 2007 is when I did this. Some people are like, man, I wish I knew you 10 years ago. Yeah, you would have been learning about carry trades. I mean, look, that looks like my charts now, huh? Isn't that funny? Wow, look at that, 99% correlation at that time. Wow. So anyways, this didn't translate to Google Slides well. There's all these little glitches. We're looking at 200 EMAs. We're looking at roll reversals with Stokes kickers. Look at riding the 21. It's just beautiful. This is exactly how I trade now. This is how I traded in 2007. And well before that, of course. Permission to consider buying. Yeah. Bottom, bottom, divergence, kick it. Very cool, man. What a neat presentation. See, 2155 cross, buy the next 58 up, which is just out of my book. 800 pips plus 6 months of interest at what? What was it? 300 and something % a year. So you would have earned 150% of your initial money at risk, internal rate of return, plus 800 pips, which would be significantly more. Collapses through the 2155, you're out. Cool, and then you're back in, and then you're back out. Cool, this is just straight out of my book, which would have been around this period. It's cool, right? Like, how long ago was 2007? To me, it seems like it was yesterday. Look at that, Canada's 15th. It's so funny how, like, we think we know, and then we do research, and We don't know. Like, you wouldn't have said Canada is the 15th largest producer of oil. You'd probably say top 5. Right? Saudi Arabia, Russia, Norway, Iran, UAE, Venezuela, Kuwait, Nigeria, Algeria, Mexico, Libya, Iraq, Angola, Kazakhstan. Where the heck is the United States? Back then, it didn't export anything. That's the trick. It exported nothing. Now it does export. Okay, cool. Anyways, real nice, huh? What a neat little presentation. Yeah, it was a PowerPoint presentation, but this has been converted to Google Slides, and so it didn't work. Cool. Anyways, so going back to this, I care about commodities, and right now there's a downtrend, down, 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 down. These are every 2 weeks, but there's a downtrend since April. So let's look at New Zealand dollar. Oh yeah, look at gold. Oh my God. Nice. Look at gold, just as we've been talking. Yeah, boy. Let's go to day trading and look at Kiwi dollar. And let's now go back to this. So we peaked out right around the April to May period. You see, May 2nd is lower than the last week of April. You see that? So at the end of April, beginning of May, global dairy prices fell. So end of April, beginning of May. Let's go here and June, that's end of May, right in here. Okay, so right around this May period, global dairy prices started to fall, and soon after, the New Zealand dollar went with it. What do you stink about that? Amazing coincidence, huh? It has to do with the percentage of GDP. It's kind of interesting, huh? You guys want to watch a video?
Support is on its way up, hit the 55 EMA, and is creating some sort of triangle on the pound. So we can do a couple of things. It's either a triangle or a channel.
Let's go from the beginning. Yeah.
Hello, welcome to FX Bootcamp. Today is Monday, July 24th, 2006. This is your daily video technical briefing. On the left, you have the British pound. On the right, you have the Euro USD. At the opening of the U.S. session,
Isn't that
couple
cool?
of things. Looks like price has been coming down. Soon as if this channel.
You noticed everything? Stochastics, MACD, all the same settings. My moving averages, 21, 55, 200 with a 5.8. pivot points. And you're like, well, everybody uses pivot points now. I'm like one of the only people in the entire world using pivot points. These were custom programmed for me. At this period, I was a speaker at various trading and investing conferences, and I'm the only person. Let me repeat that. I was speakers at many, 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 many investing and trading conferences around the world. I'm the only person that talked about pivot points in 2004, 2005, 2006, 2007. So if your guru uses pivot points now, I probably taught your guru's guru who taught them how to trade. And so when you go back to 2006, nobody else was covering this content. And I made the indicator for myself, which is kind of interesting. But it just shows you like nothing has changed in all this time.
A double bottom is going good, and we still have good. If that can break, and we still prices riding the 5, almost made it to the 200 EMA. Great angle and separation on the E35. Cross back up.
Cool, right? Let's go back to those pivot
points. First conservative target, and then it's 1 at 85.05 is the first conservative target, and then M1 is 84.63.
So that's me talking about conservative targets based on pivot points as a leading indicator. Back in 2006, I don't even know how many years ago that is. 17 years ago? So anyways, I hope that makes you smile and feel good about what we do as a community. Okay? Godify says, that's actually fair. I actually got more into your stuff because of your work on pivots. Yeah. Yeah. It's hard to believe, though, isn't it? It's hard to believe. But I was there the whole time. It's amazing to me. So, honestly, if someone else is teaching you this stuff in a weird way, maybe it happened 12 years before you learned it, but in a weird way, it was because of me. In honest truth, not in some arrogant, braggart way. And to me, it's quite fascinating. They didn't really exist. Now, there was a guy, I think his name was Peter Bain, who introduced me to pivot points. And he was one of these gurus, and he was selling it, and he was a bit of a huckster, it seemed. And you would pay him a service. You pay him a service fee. And every day, I think he would send you the pivot points. But he didn't teach you the calculation. And there was no indicator. You paid money, and his service would send you the pivots of the day. And there was a course, and it was like $3,000. And I'm like, I don't want to pay money for that course. So somebody had a book they sold on eBay from his course. And by book, I mean like, his little pamphlet from a training course or something. So I paid some money for the book, and I remember I was in Canada in Banff, and actually technically in Radium Hot Springs. I had a cabin at the top of a waterfall looking way over this huge valley, just beautiful. And I woke up early in the morning, the sun was shining over the beautiful Canadian Rockies in such a beautiful part on Earth. And I went out on the deck. I think the place was called like the Eagle's Nest or something, which is kind of funny because that's a Nazi stronghold, and that would make me laugh. But anyways, so I'm sitting out there with my cup of coffee, And I spent about 20 minutes. I think by the time I was finished my coffee, I said to myself, Peter Bain's book is crap. And he has no frickin' clue what he's doing. But I am interested in pivots, so I decided to figure it out. He used an airplane analogy. He's like, look, if you're selling and losing money, just turn it upside down and just start buying. If you're losing money selling, just buy instead and you'll make money. I'm like, Jesus, criminy. Just fly it upside down, he says. Oh, my God. But anyways, I think he made a lot of money. So, selling the course. So, yeah. So anyways, so I spent a lot of time figuring pivot points out, and I just taught you what I observed. So nobody used M pivots. So when pivot points then later came out to be a little more available, like for example, this trading platform, not only did I pay money to a developer to create the pivot points, later on, so many FX boot campers were contacting this broker that the broker contacted me and they're like, dude, everybody is freaking out because they can't find the pivot points. And I'm like, they're my pivot points. And they're like, we know everybody wants the FX Bootcamp pivot points, and they're opening accounts and they can't find it on the platform. And I said, why don't I just give it to you? And they're like, you'll give us the code? Yeah. They're like, how much do you want for it? Nothing. They're like, wait, you're going to give us the code and we can distribute it free to our customers? Yeah, that's right. So I gave it to them. Bear in mind, Peter Bain was charging, $300 a month so that you'd get an email. I was just giving you the indicator. And they're like, that's amazing. I'm like, yeah, well, I think people will find it helpful. But other platforms, fast forward now, maybe to like 2007, 2008, they're becoming popular enough that other brokers and other platforms were adding them. But here's the thing. They didn't have my code. So they did the traditional pivot points that go all the way back to commodities trading. And that didn't include M pivots. People just wanted pivot points, and so the broker just threw some pivot points down. And so for a long time, people now had these pivot points but didn't know how to use them and also had incomplete data. And so lots of people now still make the mistake of like, sell at R1, buy at S1. Why? R is resistance, S is support. Makes sense, right? Well, it makes sense, but it's totally wrong. So do I think M pivots? Yeah, well, the whole point of my training course is focusing on that. Richard? Yeah. See, here's the thing. I'm self-taught. I taught myself pivot points. So I looked at millions of instances. S and R are just not that important. Now, you might think they are. Well, I didn't invent the math, but I know how to trade them. Yeah. So anyways, so if anybody thinks I'm coming across as arrogant, that's not my point. My point is, all I know is the truth, and many of you have lived this past, this history is our history. We've actually lived it together. You've seen this progress. And for some that are newer to all this, that's the history. And if you're getting sort of similar information somewhere else, they're directly or indirectly copiers. Yeah. Yeah. And so, yeah, cool. I'm just anonymous for it. But you can go back and watch all these videos. And I don't think you'll find pivot point videos back in 2006. Remember, why is this only 2006? And I say only. Because the first YouTube video was less than a year before this. Do you understand this? In 2006, there was only a few hundred videos on YouTube. This is one of the first 1,000 videos on YouTube. Now, millions are uploaded every day. This is one of the first videos on YouTube ever. And I'm already using pivot points. So you can't go on YouTube and find someone before me because I've been uploading to YouTube longer than they've been a trader, longer than they might even be alive. They never even heard of YouTube. And the thing is, I was teaching this before YouTube was invented. Now that's a drop the microphone, oh my God moment, isn't it? You're like, what? Seriously? Yes. Cool, right? I mean, it's amazing, isn't it? Yeah. So there can't be any older videos because, yeah. Yeah. Anyways, I mean, it's amazing to me. Yeah. Yeah, but, you know, you type in Forex and I don't even come up. It's sad. I don't understand. Yeah, it's sad. So these are, oh, I guess, well, this comes up because I'm live. Oh, because it's me. It knows me. All right, well, that's mine too. Okay. Oh, this guy here, he makes $750,000 a week. Sweet, best female trades. Oh, look at that. Boom. Cool. Oh, some complex. I think a lot of these things are coming up because it knows I'm logged in. And these guys, you can make money from Forex. Can you make money? Oh, this guy quits. He hates his job. Oh, he's going to quit options trading. We should watch that. Yeah, interesting. Look at these guys.
Bloomberg Educated Investor is brought to you by DBFX from
11
Deutsche
years
Bank.
ago? Look, we're actually on Bloomberg right now. This is the Bloomberg channel. I'm going to get slapped for this. Sorry, tired.
The retail foreign exchange market, it's fast,
Carol
volatile,
Biaggi.
and highly leveraged. So before placing any trade, you'll need to understand some basic Forex terminology. There are pips, lots, and then there's the spread.
The spread is basically the difference between the buy and sell price.
The spreads are going to vary based on current market volatility. If markets are very quiet and not moving very much, spreads are going to narrow. If the markets are extremely volatile, there's fresh data out, there's major news announcements out, spreads are going to widen a little bit.
The size of the spread helps determine how much an investor profits or loses on the trade.
A spread is determined in pips.
Did you see that though? The price? 144. And I think it went to like 244.
A pip is the last point change in a currency pair.
When we're talking about the
Look at that guy. What a handsome devil.
when we're talking
Oh my God, am I wearing the same shirt? No, I'm not. It's close though. I know what that shirt is. That's a nice shirt. That has the French color. You know what? No, it's not the same shirt. It's close.
About the foreign currency market, even a change for the US dollar of, let's say, a half a penny doesn't seem like that much, but when you're talking billions and trillions of dollars, it's incredibly important. So we need to then have a smaller unit of measure.
It's so funny though, but people would rather watch YouTubers bragging about their cars. Yeah, anyways. Yeah, whatever. All right. What pair are you? Well, you should know, Favor, that I'm neutral this time of year to bearish. I just showed you fundamentally why Kiwi is weak, or one major reason for it. But no, I moved to risk off neutral the third week of June. Okay. Third week of June. Yeah. So I am preparing, Favor, based on 20 years of data in the next 15 to 90 days. Building a portfolio. And I already know what I want to do. I know what is going to go into the portfolio. I just don't know the exact day. Okay? So what, right? So which one next week? Next week I'm going to fart around. I might enter trades. I might not into the portfolio, but I'm positioned for the fourth quarter, or positioning for the fourth quarter. I'm going to go to Cuba next week, and I thank you to Meta for updating me. Meta is correct. I've done some research. Thank you, Meta. Meta has informed me that, well, we already know Cuba is in a world of hurt right now from rampant inflation. And so I went there in January, and the black market rate for money was 100 pesos. Okay? And I think the official rate was like 60 or 40 or 30 or 50, or like way lower. But I went to the black market and I bought money for 100 pesos per dollar. Guess what? The official rate is 120. So even the official rate means that the Cuban pesos dropped by 50%. In fact, the official rate is 120, and the black market rate 6 months ago was 100. So if I get raped by the government, everything is 20% cheaper. Huh. Wow. But get this, and I'm going there because I want to witness. I don't know how economies behave under stress like that. And I don't know how central bankers and people in charge of monetary decisions and economic decisions behave in a situation like this. It's a real challenge. So I'm actually meeting with former heads of the economy. I'm not going for tourism, okay? And Meta alerted to me of something that I had no idea of. It's a new policy that happened in August. So just a couple of weeks ago. The government has banned cash. What? Look. Where's my full webcam? Let me go to the bank. All right, let me go to the bank. Look, 100 US dollars. Nice. That's real. I'm not going to tear that one up. All right. But I'm loaded and ready to go. Let's see. Central Bank of Cuba. I have Cuban money. You see this? It's illegal now. Cubans don't have cash anymore. I have 500, 1,000, 2,000, 2,200, 2,250. About 2,250 pesos. I just grabbed. I might actually have some more. Yeah, I got some more. I have about 2,300 Cuban pesos. I'm not allowed to spend them anymore. They're the paper money. The paper money, the currency, the cash is now illegal. They got rid of it to address rampant inflation. And I'm so excited. Oh my God. I couldn't have imagined. I understand, I think, the rationale, but I didn't see that coming. And I'm so excited. Oh my God, I'm going to an economy and cash is gone. Cash is illegal. But I'm sure it's still happening, maybe under the table and in dark shadows, behind the scenes. What do people do that have been hoarding cash in the vault and because they don't trust the bank? I don't know, but I'm going to go check it out next week. What kind of hoops am I going to have to jump through? I don't know. How do people feel about it? How do businesses feel about it? How does the government feel about it? How does the former government feel about it? Oh my God. Cash is illegal. Oh my God. Huh. And you know what else they did? And maybe you don't know this one. Maybe you do know this one. I can open a bank account in Cuba and deposit US dollars in it. Do you think the Cuban government wants US dollars? I can deposit USD in a Cuban bank for the first time in like 60 years. So, oh my God, I'm going to go check this out. I'm not going to open a bank account and deposit dollars. What's the chance I can't get them out? It's like depositing $3 million in a bank account in Ghana because you need to make a deposit to buy some gold. And they're like, well, you need to put a deposit. And so you put a deposit of $3 million US dollars in a bank in Ghana. Then you go to the assayer and you find out all of this is bullshit. There's no real gold here. Everybody's lying to me. They're doing a switcheroo. This is all nonsense. And you're like, okay, I'm not going to buy any of this gold. This is crazy. So you go back to the bank and you're like, all right, I'd like to withdraw my $3 million US dollars. And they're like, yeah, well, there's a rule. You can only withdraw $25,000 a year. Go talk to the government about your challenge. Yeah, we feel bad for you. By the way, your US dollars are never leaving Ghana, ever. You just donated it to the government. And everybody gets you. Anyways. So, okay. So anyways, I need to see this. I'm going, and then I will be back. So I'm going to not have a Friday stream. I'm not going to have a Monday stream. I mean, this today is Friday, so I will do Monday. It's the next one. So next Friday, next Monday, I'll be out of the country. And on Tuesday, I'm full bore, red alert, serious as a heart attack, ready to build my portfolio and hunt some buffalo. Okay. Ashish says, but what does one do in Cuba's situation? Well, that's a longer conversation. And before I start giving my opinion, I need to put myself in the situation and I need to talk to people that made some of those decisions. And very often, what happens is good intentions and unintended consequences, like any other government. So last night's 2.5-hour discussion of fundamentals at Investor Bootcamp, talked specifically about this, not about Cuba, but about government intervention with good intentions in mind. Good intentions, government intervention, and unintended consequences. And most likely something like that happened along the way. Could it be crime? Could it be corruption? Could it be something else? Oh, well, we have that everywhere too. Don't tell me that, the U.S. government ain't different or is different. So anyways, long story short, I don't know. I can give my BS opinion, but I need to go. I need to be there, and I need to witness, and I need to learn, and I need to be inquisitive and learn. I think the healthy way of handling situations like this is scientific methodology. You're like, wait, is that like Tom Cruise and John Travolta? No. This is where I might have some general hypotheses, but I need to go with an open mind, be very excited about being wrong. Yeah. And cool. Maybe I'll just give my paper money to somebody else, eh, Maida? Should I just give somebody my money? Give my spy some money? Yeah, which reminds me, today I'm going shopping to buy Nike shoes to give to young people in Cuba. I know it doesn't make a financial difference, but if you were in high school, what would you want to wear? Chinese shoes, Russian shoes, or Nikes, aka Vietnamese shoes? Yeah, probably choose Nike all day long. Yeah. Yeah, so anyways, I try to be Maida. I try to be. So anyways, yeah, I gotta go. Peace on earth, may the pips be with you, may your profits be above average. And hey, honestly, thank you for being in my life. Thank you for being part of this community. I say it, but I don't say it enough. Just thank you for what you do. And our collaboration is important to me. Our community is important to me. They would think I'm trying. Yeah, I'm not bringing that many. But I learned, David Pegler, you guys might know him. He worked at FX Bootcamp for many years, maybe 5 years. And before that, he was an FX Bootcamp member for probably 2 or 3 years before that. I taught him how to trade from the very beginning when he was discharged from the U.S. military. His first real job after being a trained killer is being a Forex trader, FX Bootcamp style. One of the greatest human beings ever. And he's from South Africa. And he taught me early on, he's like, every time I go home, I bring flip-flops with me. Yeah. And he's like, you know what? It makes a difference to people. You give them flip-flops. Flip-flops. He's like, he goes to the dollar store. He buys as many as he can. So I'm trying to emulate some of the nicest, thoughtful, kindest people in the world, like David Pegler. Made us like, it's not, yeah, I know it's not. And people have shoes. I mean, but nonetheless, they don't have Nikes. I don't know, whatever. Somebody asked if I could help, and I'm like, sure, I could help. But I do it with David Pegler in mind, right? Better give them money. I'm bringing lots of money, Maiden. Right. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. But somebody's high school kid would appreciate Nikes. It would just bring warmth to their heart and won't change anything economically, won't bring down the government or anything. But whatever. It's one of those things like it'll put a smile on a kid. And, you know, and it's interesting how similar we all are. So, you know, I leave the United States and my kid is sitting on the couch staring at his phone. And then I get to Cuba and I meet another kid. Now I'm in Cuba. You know, I've just flown out of the United States, arrived in Cuba, completely different world. And I'm the first Cuban kid I meet is staring at his phone. Playing a game or watching something, probably playing a game because you can't access the internet very well. But nonetheless, very similar. And so we all know a kid to have cool shoes at school. Yeah. It won't change the world, but it'll change somebody's world. Yeah. And so if I can bring a smile to a kid's face, even if it's just one, then it's a good day. And if I end up spending $4 on, you know, aged premium rum, it'll make a difference to somebody. And I'll appreciate some of the greatness that Cuba can produce. Cool. Anyways, you're nice people. I like you. I'll see you later. Have a wonderful weekend. Peace on earth. May the pips be with you. May our profits be above average. See ya.